Hey everybody, Ace Channel Liam here and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. For those who aren't aware, Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form or a branched evolution or a counterpart Pokemon like we're looking at today. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome Battle between them just for a little bit of fun. If you're already a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button to show you're enjoying this series and of course hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. With all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. Today on Form Fight we're going to be comparing two counterpart Pokemon, which are Volbeat and Illumise. Both these bug-type Pokemon originate from the Hoenn region, but what makes them so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokédex, Volbeat stands at 0.7 meters tall and weighs 17.7 kilograms. Pokédex information reads, with the arrival of night, Volbeat emits light from its tail. It communicates with others by adjusting the intensity and flashing of its light. This Pokemon is attracted by the sweet aroma of Illumise. Volbeat's tail glows like a light bulb. With other Volbeat, it uses its tail to draw geometric shapes in the night sky. This Pokemon loves the sweet aroma given off by Illumise. As for Illumise, it stands at 0.6 meters tall and weighs 17.7 kilograms. According to the Pokédex, Illumise attracts a swarm of Volbeat using a sweet fragrance. Once the Volbeat have gathered, this Pokemon leads the lit up swarm in drawing geometric designs on the canvas of the night sky. Illumise leads a flight of illuminated Volbeat to draw signs in the night sky. This Pokemon is said to earn greater respect from its peers by composing more complex designs in the sky. Appearance-wise, both these Pokemon are basically black and blue bugs with yellow stripes, with Volbeat having red detailing around its neck and Illumise having purple. They're both designed after clothing styles from the 1950s and 1920s respectively. In their shiny forms, Volbeat's skin turns from blue to purple and its red details turn blue, whereas Illumise's skin becomes a brighter blue and its detail changes from purple to yellow. Now let's have a look at the typing, weaknesses and resistances of these Pokemon. Both these counterpart Pokemon are pure bug-type Pokemon, making them weak to flying, rock and fire-type moves. They both resist fighting, ground and grass-type attacks and have no immunities. Now let's jump over and look at their stats and abilities. Volbeat has decent special defense and speed with average attack and defense, below average HP and garbage special attack. It's certainly outclassed by a lot of other bug-type Pokemon. Its primary ability is Illuminate, which has no effect in battle but certainly works from a lore perspective, and it also increases the Pokemon wild encounter rate if Volbeat is at the front of your party. Its secondary ability is Swarm, which raises the power of Volbeat's bug-type moves when its HP is less than 1/3 of maximum. As always, I don't really like the idea of having to bank on your weak Pokemon having to lose 2/3 of its HP before it gets to utilize its ability, especially when that ability just improves the power of your bug-type moves. Its hidden ability is Prankster, which increases the priority of status moves by 1. This is great for allowing the relatively weak Volbeat to still have a lasting impact in battle, allowing it to fire off double team or light screen before the enemy can mount their offense. As for Illumise, it has the same stats as Volbeat, except now it has garbage physical attack and average special attack. Its primary ability is Oblivious, which prevents Illumise from being infatuated or taunted. Whilst it's quite rare your opponent will try and use Attract or have Cute Charm, being able to avoid being taunted can be very handy. Its secondary ability is Tinted Lens, which doubles the power of not very effective moves. So for example, using a bug move on a flying type Pokemon will in fact deal neutral damage. This is handy for getting the best out of Illumise, who can't really afford to be landing hits that have little to no impact. Its hidden ability, much like Volbeat's, is Prankster. Again, this is handy for allowing Illumise to actually have an impact in battle, using things like Covert or Flatter to really scupper your opponent, or using moves like Moonlight or Wish just to make sure that you can stay on the field that little bit longer. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two Pokemon I prefer, and it's hard. I don't like any of them. I don't like how they look. I don't like their rubbish stats. I don't like their rubbish movesets, and it's hard, alright? I'm probably going to go with Volbeat because Volbeat doesn't annoy me quite as much as Illumise. Because Illumise, in its constantly smiling glory, doesn't get tail glow, yet Volbeat does. I know it makes sense from a lore perspective, that's totally fine, the lore is safe, but why is Volbeat the physical one and Illumise the special attacker when Illumise doesn't get tail glow and Volbeat does? So Volbeat can increase its special attack by 3 stages, even though its special attack is garbage, and even with 3 stages of increase isn't going to be that useful, whereas Illumise, who has decent special attack and crappy physical attack, can't. So just based on that, I'm going to pick Volbeat, because at least Volbeat doesn't irritate the piss out of me. Although, I mean, it could have Sword Stance or something, I suppose, but I don't know. I'm going with Volbeat. It's red over purple, I guess, in this case, because I don't really care for either of them. But of course, it's not just up to me, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favorite. But before you do, before you make your decision, it's time to see these Pokemon on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome Battle. Before we get started, I will point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats. They're not holding any items, they've got neutral natures, they've got their hidden abilities, so everybody's got Prankster. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon gets in this battle comes from the base stats, I guess, because they're the same type. Yeah, so everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go. It's what you've been asking for. It's Volbeat versus Illumise, the battle of the really rubbish-looking, boring bug Pokemon. But hey, you wanted it, so you got it. You guys are enjoying some of the counterpart form fights I've been doing, so thank you for allowing me to change up a little bit and, you know, do more of my ideas that everyone says I've run out of, even though I've literally got a list of like 100 more to do. It's okay. It's fine. Anyway, Volbeat starting things off with Pound. Way to start things off in an exciting fashion, Volbeat. Good job. At least it was a physical attack. And now Shiny Volbeat is going to jump in. God, it looks like it's wearing a really weird swimsuit, doesn't it? Doesn't it just? Look at Volbeat again in a minute. Whereas Illumise looks like the robot from the Jetsons. Anyway, there's a Torment on one of the Volbeats, so it can't use Metronome each turn. Drill Run missed, so this is going absolutely swimmingly. I love when it goes really absolutely swimmingly, and we get a really intense form fight. Here's a Strength Sap. Won't restore any HP, but will reduce Volbeat's attack by 1 stage, which is going to make it more difficult for Volbeat to mount any offense, because it ain't doing any special attacks, is it? Let's face it, lads. Not unless it gets lucky and gets Tail Glow. There's that really awkward-looking Shiny Volbeat. Don't like Shiny Volbeat. Using Recover when its HP's full. Fantastic, mate. You've done good. Over to your weird mate, who's going for Acid Armor. God, it even looks like they've got, like, armbands and knee bands. Those inflatable armbands. Yeah, God, they're just going swimming, aren't they? That's what's happening. There you go. Illumise's got no moves left, going to go for Struggle. Did I say the Torment was used on it? I got it the wrong way around. It happens. Mate, I'm tired. I got lots to do. Let's go to Volbeat, who's going to fire off a Karate Chop, which is not very effective. Not going to do much damage at all to Shiny Illumise, which, as a contrast to Volbeat, Shiny Illumise looks alright, doesn't it? Here's a false swipe from Illumise onto Shiny Volbeat for a tiny little bit of damage. Shiny Volbeat is going to follow up on this attack, and it's going to go for Hurricane, which will be super effective on that Shiny Illumise. Massive damage there. Does it? Yes, it gets the Confusion as well, so that's unlucky for Illumise. Shiny Illumise is confused. The Torment will allow it to use Metronome this turn, though. Its next turn it will have to struggle. So what's it going to do with this opportunity? At least it didn't hit itself in Confusion. Goes for Fairy Wind onto the Shiny Volbeat there for a tiny little bit of chip damage. What's Shiny Volbeat going to respond with here? Gets to start the next turn off. It's going to go for Final Gambit. Oh my god, it's sacrificing itself to take out Shiny Illumise. So the Shinies are out of the picture now. It's down to just the 2 originals, regular Volbeat and regular Illumise, who are pretty evenly matched right now. There's apart from Volbeat, who's at -1 attack. And it's going to go for Mud Slap, which is going to be resisted by Illumise, but it is going to drop Illumise's accuracy, which could work in Illumise's favor, I guess, because if Volbeat can't hit it... No, it'll work in Volbeat's favor, I mean, because if Illumise can't hit it, they're the same Pokemon. Dragon Rush misses, there we go, perfect example. Now that accuracy is dropped, Illumise has a very uphill battle ahead of itself. What's it going to do here in response? Going to go for Double Slap. It is going to hit the Double Slap this time, but its physical attack is just not up to the task. Only 2 hits on the Double Slap as well, so it didn't really achieve much damage at all there. Here comes Volbeat going for Heal Bell, but it doesn't need to use Heal Bell because it's got no status condition, so that was a wasted turn, which means an opportunity for Illumise to capitalize. What will it do in order to capitalize? Going to go for Flame Charge, but it's going to miss because of that reduced accuracy once again. Doesn't get the speed increase, doesn't get the super effective hit. Volbeat gets to go for False Swipe, which it's at -1 attack, so it ain't doing a lot of damage, and it's False Swipe, so it ain't doing a lot of damage anyway, but it's still damage. It's still an onslaught onto the Illumise, who is struggling to hit. Sky Uppercut, not very effective, but still chipping away at the health of Illumise, who needs to respond with something. What's it gonna do here? What will it do? Gonna go for Hydro Cannon. I mean, that's a response if ever there was one. Massive special damage there, bringing Volbeat down to less than half its max HP. Holy moly. Illumise turning things around all of a sudden. Here comes Volbeat with Guillotine, but it's avoided by Illumise. Very lucky for Illumise there, who has to recharge because of the Hydro Cannon. Here comes Illumise firing off at the start of the next turn, though. What will it do? It's going to go for Metal Burst, which is going to fail, so Volbeat has an opportunity to fire back without taking any damage, and it's going to go for Gunk Shot. which should have, I would imagine, does a fair bit of damage because it's a physical move, isn't it? It did a decent amount of damage there and gets the poison. So Illumise's time in this battle is limited. It needs to mount some offense now because it has, what, 4, maybe 5 turns left if it's a half HP? That's not good for Illumise. It needs an offense. It needs super effective hits right now. Goes for Fire Fang. That is super effective, but it is physical. Didn't do much damage at all. But it did flinch Volbeat. Didn't get the burn, though. That would have really helped to cripple Volbeat if he'd got the burn. But still a great hit nonetheless. And obviously, flinching Volbeat is definitely handy for Illumise. Volbeat's going to go for Smokescreen and lower that accuracy even more. It does not want to take a hit from Illumise. It wants Illumise to stand there poisoned and suffer until the poison takes it out of the contest. We see Twister. It is going to hit. It's going to ignore the accuracy drop there. Do a little bit of damage to Volbeat, still poison damage taking effect, bringing Illumise into the danger zone. It needs a miracle right now. It needs to either recover its HP or it needs Volbeat to make a mistake. It's going to go for Icicle Spear, and Icicle Spear is going to be avoided by Volbeat. I wonder if Icicle Spear from Illumise with 5 hits would have actually ended this battle. Volbeat's going to go for the Stomp to end the turn, and that means the poison's going to take effect, and Illumise is out of there. Volbeat has succeeded. It was slow, it was methodical, but it slowly but surely took down the Illumise after that beautiful gunk shot causing that poison. Well done. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these two counterpart Pokemon do you prefer, Volbeat or Illumise? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's where I'm going to leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these lovely, lovely people down here do, please pledge to my Patreon, patreon.com/AceTrenillium. For live streams 5 days a week, head over to twitch.tv/AceTrenillium. But until next time, I'm Ace Trenillium. Keep on training.